Good morning, everybody. This is Daniel. Today, Sunday, is my day off. I work 6 days this week. I opened this channel about a week now, and I open it for my students to give them some information about what they're getting into this new career they're doing. And I do get a lot of questions around the campus, and the reason why I opened this channel is so that way I can explain it much better. Today we're going to talk about to compare the divisions what we haul, such as dry van, refrigerated freight, and such as flatbed freight. So what is the comparison? What do they do? What do they carry? So we'll start with a dry van. Dry van obviously is like dry stuff. It could be dry food. It could be any general freight and stuff like that. It could be hazard and non-hazardous as well. Refrigerated, also the same thing. It could be hazardous and non-hazardous, but it is weather, climate, thermometer. You have to change the temperature, whatever you're carrying. It could be frozen food. It could be produce, all that stuff. And as far as that goes, everything you pick up, you'll be known what temperature you're gonna have to set up the temperature at. And we got flatbed, which is a lot of work. Obviously, has to do a lot with physical, hands-on. It's actually one of my favorite things to do, but it's difficult. It can be difficult at times, but as we go on, we'll talk about it a little bit more. Um, First, we'll talk about how they run. Where do they go? So, dry van, reefer, and flatbed, they got options. They go through over the road and they go regional. So we live in the Northeast region. Northeast region where we are, it's actually the worst part of the country to drive as a new driver. The reason for that is because it's tight. A lot of places are tight. Warehouses are a little bit smaller. Streets are way smaller because our this is older cities than the Midwest or the West Side. Um, then you got over the road, which is obviously you're gonna go probably like from Northeast to Midwest, or even maybe Midwest to the West. All that stuff. I got the opportunity to do over the road and regional, and my favorite was doing over the road, uh, then regional. And you gotta say why. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. The number one reason was over the road is actually a lot easier than doing regional for those reasons, that because it's tight. But another reason why that was because I did refrigerated in the northeast north no, north region here, northeast region. A lot of the deliveries that I did through Northeast region with the reefer, they were all night deliveries. Like you have to drop off the freight at like 11 at night, and then it would take like all night to get unloaded. So I didn't get no sleep whatsoever with the Northeast regional refrigerated. Um, so it wasn't that pleasant at all. I would like be up all night, and in the daytime I still have to go pick up. So in my break time, when I had my 10-hour break, I actually will have to wait till they unload it. I have to go in the offices, check in and out, and all that stuff. So it was just a nightmare for me doing the Northeast regional refrigerated. Um, Now doing the over the road refrigerated was a lot easier. because I will pick up, for example, in New Jersey, then I will go to, um, let's say, for example, Vernon, California. I will go from coast to coast. It would take me like 4 days to get there, and I did it solo all the time. Um, I drove for 11 hours. I stopped. I took a 10-hour break. Then, I'll do the same thing the next day. So even though I was over the road, I was away from home for about 2 weeks. But the main thing was that I got enough sleep. I got enough rest. I was able to go out and walk every day. I was able to eat healthy. Um, and with the regional, I couldn't do that. I had no sleep. I was eating unhealthy, and I put a lot of weight on. It was just really, really unhealthy. So this is the experience I had. I also did do flatbed for about a year and a half. That's when I went up to Canada. That's when I did when I used to go up into Alberta, Canada, and back down to LA, Los Angeles. That was a good run. It was a lot of fun, but at times with the flatbed, it was when it was bad weather. I had to go out there and put the tarps. Um, and when it's windy with those tarps, it was just it wasn't fun at all because the tarps alone were like 110 pounds. You had to climb up there with a ladder when I used to haul lumber, and I had to tarp that down. And at times the wind could almost like blow you over the on top of the freight, and we could have got really injured. So it was really tough work, but I did enjoy doing it because I was more hands on. I would go outside, and it was fun. It was fun. When I didn't have to do tarping, that I really liked because it was really easy to do. Um, really easy to do because all you had to do was just put the straps on, or if it was I needed to use the chains, then obviously I had to use the chains. But that's the type of experience I had with the reefer and flatbed. Then we'll talk about the dry van. So the dry van was much easier because it was long miles, and when I went to warehouses, they unload you like right away, and you get out of there like right away most of the time. Like I would say probably 80% of the time, because there was times when I did drive and I had to wait there for hours and hours and hours to get unloaded or loaded. But maybe even 90% of the time you get in and out in a lot of warehouses. So it was more mileage. It was actually better pay. I didn't have to deal with anything. I didn't have to go outside. I didn't have to check the temperature every couple hours to pay attention to it. So it was just a lot easier to do. Now I had my own company, so I had to do all my loads were basically live loads. But if you do work for bigger companies out there, which all of you will have to start anyways, most of the time, unless you know someone, they can hire you to a smaller company. Um, a lot of big companies, you probably just drop and hook. You go to a yard, you bring an empty trailer, and you take out on a full one, or you just go bobtail and you just pick up a trailer and you leave. So driving is definitely a better option, I think, to start at the beginning of your career, your first year. Then from then you can decide what you want to do. Um, I have a lot of students that do ask me about car hauling. I don't know much about it, just a little bit. It just was something that I was not interested of doing, and the reason for that is because it's a lot of work. You gotta put cars in, you gotta put them back on the car hauler, and it's I think it's just a big responsibility, and a lot of times you have to bring with the car hauler, you have to go to like smaller dealerships, tight streets, and I personally don't think it's a good idea to start out with car hauling unless you know somebody that's going to train you themselves to be with you at all times. But other than that, car hauling I was just never interested with, and I have zero experience with it. Um, I just did the dry van division, reefer division, and the flatbed division. I had a really good experience with all three, um, but the dry van was definitely the easiest one to do. Now, I did do a lot of reefer loads because I was an owner operator. And with reefer loads, refrigerated loads, I should say, um, there's always less mileage and more pay. So the reefer is always better for like owner operators, people that want to have their own truck. And the drive in is more for a company driver, you know. And as far as flatbed goes, as I said, I respect anybody that does flatbed out there because it's a lot of work. And I did it myself. I had the opportunity to do it. I had a lot of fun doing that. It was toughest sometimes. I had to haul steel. I had to haul steel plates. You have to make sure that you know what you're doing. You have to get properly trained with it. Otherwise, it could be really dangerous. And another thing that you guys should know is a lot of flatbed drivers are the ones that get most inspected out of the all the other divisions, such as dry van and reefer. The flatbed guys, they always get pulled over by the state DOT because a lot of states require you to secure a load in a certain ways, um, that you have to be qualified, and you got to know how to do it. Otherwise, you can get a lot of tickets. As I drove through highways up and down, I seen a lot of guys that did not properly secure their loads. Um, they used straps instead of chains, or chains instead of straps. Um, it's just something that if you're not careful enough with that, you don't probably get trained. It could be very fatal to you and others on the road. So if you do get into the flatbed, make sure that you get trained well. One of the companies that does have one of the, I would probably say the best training that they do in the country would be TMC. They have a really good training facility there. When you get hired, they take you there. They train you for 2 weeks. As far as pay goes, I don't know what they pay. I'm not sure, but like I said on the other video, the first year when you start driving, the first couple months that you're gonna go out there with a trainer, or a couple of weeks, whatever it takes you, you gotta make sure that you get a good trainer that's gonna train you properly. It's not even, you don't even have to worry about the pay first. Worry about how to get the job done, because you need somebody that's gonna go out there with you, and they're going to teach you how to protect your CDL, how to keep it clean. That's the most important thing. And this is all I can talk about, the comparison about this fleets that we have out there. I don't want to make this video too long, just to give you an idea of what to look for after you get out of school. The next video I'm gonna make is I'm gonna have a video like of what type of equipment you guys should start with, and what type of questions you guys should ask the company that's going to hire you. So it's a Sunday today, it's my day off, but I'm gonna make the other video in a couple days from now. I had a really good week this week. All my students did a great job. Everybody is on top of their game, and I'm sure most of them are gonna pass their first try for their CDL test. And if you guys would like to train with me, I'm in the Philadelphia area. You guys can message me. You guys can see some of my videos. You can see what type of work I do with my students. And I wish everybody to have a good Sunday. And thank you very much. Bye.